Overcoming cold call fear. Maybe you're facing this right now. Hey, what's up? I'm Coach Carroll. Welcome to another video here on my YouTube channel where I cover things like overcoming the fear of a cold call. If you look, there's tons of videos like this on YouTube, but today I'm going to give you my breakdown and 4 easy steps on how you can overcome the fear of cold calling. And we'll hop right into this because the first one is kind of ironic. Fast. You have to understand the true objective of a cold call. That's so that you can prospect, okay? We're not doing sales. A lot of people think that this here, a cold call, is a sales call, and it's not. There's a difference between a sales call. There's actually multiple types of sales calls. Cold calling in itself is simply to be used as a tool for prospecting. Now, what do I mean when I say prospecting? Now, prospecting means going out and finding people that might actually want to buy whatever the hell you're selling. So if you've got big bucks to spend on ads, you could do that. That could be your prospecting, right? If you got an unlimited budget. But I'm willing to guess that either you're in phone sales or you're maybe just now getting started and you're trying to figure out, hey, how can I get in front of prospects at a low cost basis? The reason why I know that is because it's exactly how I started doing cold calls. I started doing cold calls myself when I started my first business my senior year of high school. And I quickly realized that going door to door was very inefficient. Going to the Cadillac dealership and knocking on the door and saying, hey, can I speak to the salesman? Like, you can only get to so many appointments in a day. And they're not really appointments. I'm prospecting. I'm going out and cold prospecting. It is literally the worst way to grow business. And you know who I see do this more than anybody? Insurance agents. Insurance agents are the absolute worst. They think they just go cold prospect by going door to door or going to marketing events and things like that. Cold calling, hands down, in my opinion, is the fastest, most cost-effective way for you to grow your business when you're just starting out. Why do I say when you're just starting out? Because as you know, if time is linear and we're moving like this, what's going to happen is if we have time and we have money, well, as we make more money and we're moving along this time, see, like when you're starting out, you have no money and you got a whole bunch of time. But as we get less time, we get more money, and so you have to flop it. That's when, like right now, we primarily use advertising. Like I'm not getting on the phone and cold calling because I can run Facebook ads and get the results. So if you're in that place, right, where you've got the advertising dollars, check out one of my other videos here on my channel where I talk about using social media advertising as a form of prospecting. But for this video, we're going to talk about cold calling, and the first one is fast. If you get in your mind that you just need to be fast in the call, fast out of the call, because all we're doing is we're saying, look, Mr. Prospect, are you interested in setting an appointment with me? That's it. I can't sell you my services today. I can't answer your questions today. I just need to get in and out of these calls as fast as possible so that I can set the appointment to come back and pitch you later. And so fast is the first one. Fast in, fast out. A lot of times I see people that get on a cold call, and really even prior to cold call, they want to do all this research. Like, well, I got to go check this guy's Twitter page. I got to go see his Facebook page. I got to go read up on this Forbes article he was in. I got to go here and do this and do this and do this. And it slows them down. Ideally, you should be able to make somewhere between 18 to 20 dials an hour. Maybe a little less than that if you are getting significant conversations. Here's what I mean by a significant conversation. If you're actually getting someone on the phone. So if you're cold calling businesses that have a receptionist, you're going to literally be talking to somebody probably every single time. But if you're not doing that and you're calling people and it's going to voicemail and things like that, you may be able to do more of those. But on average, if you're a salesperson, if you can hit 75 to 80 calls a day, those numbers will translate out and you'll shake out appointments, you'll shake out sales, because sales is a numbers game. That's the greatest thing, and that's why you shouldn't have any fear. Is because it doesn't matter if you're good, terrible, indifferent. It doesn't matter. It's a numbers game, which means that you'll get results if you just put in enough work and you get enough numbers. And this is what I mean by this. Is like if you're doing 75 calls a day in a matter of 10 working days, you're going to amass 750 phone calls. And so out of those 750 phone calls, we have a 10% conversion rate, which means we set 10% appointments, which is high. Probably not going to be that high. Probably be, and it depends on your skill level too. Like depends on, like if you're watching this video and you're like trying to figure out how to overcome fear, I can tell you if you have fear in your voice, you're not going to be at a 10% setting rate. But out of 750 phone calls, we'll use easy numbers. 10% would be 75 appointments. Now, out of those 75 appointments, how many of those people are you going to actually get to show up to the discovery call? And then how many of those people are you going to follow up with on a conclusion call? And then how many of those people are you going to follow up afterwards to try to get their business, okay? So it's just a numbers game. And so if you're having fear about making that cold call, don't worry. It's just put in the work, do the dials. You're going to get better, right? Practice makes perfect. It's so true, especially when it comes to phone sales. Here's the other thing. You got to stop giving a fuck about what the other people think of you. I mean, I'm being real right now. That's your biggest problem, is you're worried about what the person's going to think when they answer the phone. When you get on that phone call, you're going to be worried about what they think. And we'll take care of that in the last acronym here. I'm sorry, in that third one. But the second one, let's go to this one. It's exact. You can build confidence. I'm just looking at my notes here. You can build confidence by being exact on what you want, knowing exactly what you want out of the cold call, and that's just an appointment. That's it. That's all we're asking for. We're just asking for a discovery meeting. So it might sound something like this. Mr. Prospect, listen, I know you're super busy. I am as well. I don't want to take up any of your time. Today, all I'm asking is, can you give me 10 minutes next week at some point to share with you what we do for companies just like yourself? DJ, I'm not interested. Dude, I understand. I understand. I'm calling you out of the blue. I'm not asking you to make a decision right now. All I'm asking is, would you invest 10 minutes of your time with me? And I know your time is valuable. My time's valuable as well. And so I promise that I won't waste it. And I promise you that it's something that you should look at, because if you do, the benefits you'll get out of just having the meeting with me will help your business, let alone if we do business together. Does that sound fair enough? You see, like I'm overcoming those objections, but I know exactly what I want. It's just the appointment. Well, what do you guys do? I help businesses just like you with X, Y, and Z. This is what my product service. You got to have like these little bullet points that you got, boom, they're in my holster. You can pull them out and fire them off, but you got to have these bullet points to know exactly what you want, which is the appointment, and exactly what you need to say to get there. Most of you all just hop into a cold call and you're like, oh, well, hey, Jim, it's DJ here. How you been, man? How's the weather out there? Like, come on, bro. Know exactly what you want. I don't give a fuck about the guy's weather. I care about this appointment because I know if I can get him on a discovery call with me, then I can provide my solution to him and help his business. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If it's making sense, leave me a comment down below. Next one, the A, this is the good one here. Alpha, baby. You got to be in control at all times. At all times, you got to be in control. Now, it's kind of like, you ever like walk your dog and the dog's like ahead of you and he's like pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling. Like he thinks he's leading you, but really you're holding the leash. That's how these cold calls have to go. You have to be 100% in control at all times and remain alpha. And then lastly, something that'll help you get over this fear is role play. Now, I'm not talking about the kinky role play that you might do with your significant other. I'm talking about role playing with either another sales guy on your team, your friends, your family members. Hell, I don't care. Maybe go look in the mirror and role play with yourself. But just role play back and forth about all these objections that you may have that might come up and how you could get stumped. Like, DJ, I don't like guys named DJ. Bro, you know what? I didn't name myself. Don't hold that against me, Jim. Do you got 10 minutes next Tuesday? You just got to be able to roll over those objections, and the only way to get better at that is role playing. But if you're taking way too long overthinking the call prior to the call, and then you're dancing around inside of the call, if you're not exact on what you want out of the call, which is the appointment, if you're not being alpha and leading the damn phone call, and if you've never done role play, so you're practicing with live ammunition, all of this is going to give you fear. That's why you're afraid to pick up the phone. You couple all of this with the fact that you also care what other people think about you. You're worried about what Julie, the assistant that answers the phone, is going to think. Julie doesn't pay your bills. We just need Julie to like us for 2.5 seconds so she'll pass us along to Bill or to Mike or to Susie or whoever and let us pitch and try to get that appointment for the discovery call. So I hope that helps you overcome some fears. Leave me a comment down below and let me know. If you haven't picked up my book, Phenomenal Phone Calls, it's the gritty guide to closing big money deals over the phone. This thing is chock full of information that'll help you if you are in phone sales or if you do cold calling. You can pick it up at phenomenalphonecalls.com. I'll leave a link down in the description. But with that being said, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. We'll see you on the next video. Until then, I'm Coach Carroll. Hustle. It's worth it.